The Tale of Samuel Whiskers of the Roly Poly Pudding. Once upon a time, there was an old cat called Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit, who was an anxious parent. She used to lose her kittens continuously, and whenever they were lost, they were always in mischief. On baking day, she determined to shut them up in a cupboard. She got Moppet and Mittens, but she could not find Tom. Mrs. Tabitha went up and down all over the house, mewing for Tom Kitten. She looked in the pantry under the staircase, and she searched the best spare bedroom that was all covered up with dust sheets. She went right upstairs, looked into the attics, but she could not find him anywhere. It was an old house full of cupboards and passages. Some of these walls were full of 4 feet thick, and there used to be queer noises inside them, as if there might be a little secret staircase. Certainly, there were odd little jagged doorways in the wainscot, and things disappeared at night, especially cheese and bacon. Mrs. Tabitha became more and more distracted and mewed dreadfully. While their mother was searching the house, Moppet and Mittens had got into mischief. The cupboard door was not locked, so they came down, pushed it open, and so they pushed it open and came down. They went straight to the dough, which was set to rise in a pan before the fire. They patted it with their little soft paws. "Shall we make it dear little muffins?" said Mittens to Moppet. But just at that moment, somebody knocked into the front door, and Moppet jumped into the flour barrel in a fright. Mittens ran away to the dairy and hid in an empty jar on the stone shelf where the milk pan stand. The visitor was a neighbor, Miss Ribby. She had called to borrow some yeast. Mrs. Tabitha came downstairs, mewing dreadfully. "Come in, Cousin Ribby. Come in and sit here down. I'm sad in trouble, Cousin," Ribby said. Tabitha shedding tears. "I lost my dear son Thomas. I'm afraid the rats have got him." She wiped her eyes with an apron. "He's a bad kitten, Cousin Tabitha. He's made a cat's cradle of my best bonnet last time I came to tea. Where have you looked for him?" "All over the house. The rats are too many for me." "What a thing is to have an unruly family," said Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit. I'm not afraid of rats. I'll help you to find him and whip him too. What is all that soot in the fender?" The chimney was sweeping. "Oh dear me, Cousin Ribby. Now Moppet and Mittens have gone. They both have got out of the cupboard." Ribby and Tabitha set to work to search the house thoroughly again. They poked on the beds with Ribby's umbrella, and they rummaged in the cupboards. They even fetched a candle and looked inside a cloth chest in one of the attics. They could not find anything, but once they heard a door bang and somebody scuttered downstairs. "Yes, it is infested with rats," said Tabitha tearfully. "I caught 7 young ones out of one hole in the back kitchen, and we had them for dinner last Saturday. And once I saw the old father rat, an enormous old rat, Cousin Libby. I was just going to jump upon him when he showed his yellow teeth at me and whisked down the hole. These rats get upon my nerves, so Cousin Libby," said Tabitha. Libby and Tabitha and Libby and Tabitha searched and searched. They both heard a curious roly-poly noise under the attic floor, but there was nothing to be seen. They returned to the kitchen. "Here's one of your kitten at least," said Libby, dragging Moppet out of the flour barrel. Then they shook the flour off her and set her down onto the kitchen floor. She seemed to be a terrible fright. "Oh, mother," said Moppet, "there's been an old woman there in the kitchen, and she stole some of the dough." "Enormous big rat, mother, and he stolen a pat of butter and rolling pin." Libby and Tabitha looked at one another. "A rolling pin and butter? Oh, my poor son Thomas," explained Tabitha, digging a pause. "A rolling pin," said Libby. "Did we not hear a roly-poly noise in the attic when we were looking into the chest?" Libby and Tabitha rushed upstairs again. Sure enough, the roly-poly noise was still going on quite distinctly under the attic floor. "This is serious, Cousin Tabitha," said Libby. "We must send for John Joyner at once with a saw." Now this is what had been happening to Tom Kitten, and it shows how very unwise it is to go up a chimney in a very old house where a person does not know his way and where there are enormous rats.